Are you someone who likes creating stuff and coming up with solutions? Are you someone, when you look at a product, you say, I can do better or I can make it better? Then this video is for you. If you haven't yet watched my video on what is product design, you might want to go and watch that first. And in this video, I'll be telling you how to become a product designer and what all to expect when you approach learning product design. Let's start with a quick introduction. So I am Tejas Lokhande and I study product design in one of the most renowned universities for design in the world called ArtCenter College of Design. So all the content that you'll consume in this video is coming from me as my perspective as a product design student. For a quick overview, product design is basically identifying a problem and coming up with a solution. Now the solution is usually in form of a product. It can either be a digital product or a physical product. Product design gives you a vision, it gives you a perspective into shaping things around you. So let's say you're extremely passionate about product design and want to explore it as a career. So here are 5 points you should keep in mind when you approach product design as a career. So the first one's pretty obvious, educational background. Now, personally, I'm not a big believer in the conventional way of education. I believe if you have enough passion and enough dedication to learn something, you'll do that regardless of having to go to a school. But in this case, I believe a basic bachelor's degree might help you fulfill all the other points that I'm going to state in this video. But when you talk about me, my personal academic journey has been such that I applied to many universities back in India, and I had given many design exams. But unfortunately or fortunately, I wasn't able to find a university in India that could fulfill my requirements. So I started to look abroad and I got into a very well-known university, and I believe it was a really good decision. I believe I'm learning something that's really valuable right here. And if you want to pursue product design, there are many universities out there who provide good courses. Some of the very popular design degrees out there are BDes, Bachelor's of Design, BSc, Bachelor's in Science and Product Design, and BFA, Bachelor's in Fine Arts. So I'll list some of the very good universities in the world to learn product design in the description. You might want to go and check that out. So I always encourage you to go out and do your own research. But if you want to start off, feel free to check the description. Now the second one is core skills. Now hear me out. You don't need to be an artist in order to be a designer. You don't need to be an artist in order to become a designer. I tell this to people all the time. You don't need to be Picasso. You don't need profound sketching skills in order to become a product designer. You just need to be able to draw so that you can show your ideas to other people. Now let's imagine you have an idea. You have an idea of a product in your mind and you want to tell it to someone else. Of course, you can talk it through, you can tell them what the idea is, but it's always more efficient to show it on a piece of paper or on a digital software when you draw it through. Now, when it comes to digital softwares, I don't suggest you start off with digital softwares and like fancy softwares to get, fantastic renders. Of course, it is important and you'll learn it through the process, but it is crucially important to get it down on paper first. If you are comfortable drawing your stuff on paper, then it will be 10 times more easier when you go onto a software. Now, if you're comfortable on paper and you want to start off with softwares, Photoshop, Illustrator, and Blender should be really good to go. I started off with these 3 at the beginning as well, so it might be better for you as well. Now, the third aspect is prototyping. Prototyping is a very crucial skill when it comes to product design because it's easy to put down your ideas on a 2D form on a piece of paper, but it's 100 times more harder to get it in an actual form, to make an actual product that you can feel and test out if your design actually works in the real life. Now, the third point is portfolio. Now, in the design world, a portfolio is a compilation of all the projects and all the skills that you have. It's a process book of all the things that you have done. It shows how you work. It shows how you come up with ideas. It shows your skills. It shows your skill of network. Now, a portfolio is built on the basis of what you can do, how you do it, and how well you do it. So the best way to approach a portfolio is like in the beginning, what I did was once I have an idea of all the skills that I need, once I have profound grasp on these things, like for example, I'm good at drawing, I'm good at visualization, I'm good at like coming up with products and ideas. I went on to participate in local competitions and like just go on to Google and search on product design or in general design competitions around you. Go and participate, go and get as much experience as you can, because through these competitions, first of all, you get a certificate that you have applied for this competition and you have played a role in this competition. Second of all, you get work to put in the portfolio. Now competition always pushes you on to make better things, and from what I have gained is that I have like one of my best projects is from a competition. In general tells the viewer of the portfolio that this person is competitive and they have given their best in whatever competition they've applied for. Now, an alternative way to putting content in your portfolio is that just look around you. Just look around you. Like for example, a window, a table, a lamp. So just look at things around you and say, how can I improve that? And then come up with designs for those particular things. Just look around and come up with a design. Do that till you have 100 to 100. It sounds a lot. It sounds a lot. But once you get in the flow, it's just a piece of cake. Just one more, one more, one more. You come up with a compilation of designs, and then you choose which one's the best one, or you can give it to someone to say like to choose which one's the best one. Just coming up with stuff regardless of what it is, and it doesn't need to make sense all the time. I believe you should put your entire brain into how you can make it better, but it doesn't have to make sense all of the time. You need to have valid points. Of course, you don't just make anything random, but just come up with as many designs as you can and then compile them into a portfolio, and then just give this compilation of the best works that you can. Imagine that the viewer or the examiner is interviewing you through the portfolio. That's how you should visualize it. Now that brings me along to a very important skill, that is soft skill. As a designer, you basically sell the way you think. You sell your a part of your brain. You sell yourself as a person and how you approach things. So I believe soft skills is really important. It's really important to know how to communicate and how to network with people out there, and how to it's really important to know how to communicate and how to interact with people out there, because end of the day, in philosophical terms, design is a way of communication. When you come up with a design, it's basically you communicating a particular solution to a particular problem. You need to be out there with a particular mindset, with a particular approach. You need to be able to work with teams. You need to be able to work as an individual as well. You need to have a wide aspect of communication to excel in this field. And of course, professionality is a very important aspect in this sort of field, because my experience as a student, all of my professors are very profound on being on time and being attentive in the class, and asking valid questions. It's very important for you to provide value in order to receive value, not only in product design but almost every aspect of life. That connects us on to our next point, that is networking. Soft skills can help you network efficiently, and trust me, network is everything. Your network is your net worth. Now, I will put down a link in the description for efficient ways to improve your networking and improving your soft skills. Now that we have talked about how to become a product designer and what to expect when you approach learning product design, I believe it's really important for us to discuss on what job opportunities are out there for product designers. So here are some industries that people prefer to go in after product design. Basically, you can work any core job that's related to product development and research and development. Also, personally, I think product design gives you an entrepreneurial end to things. You truly understand how things work in and out. So many designers also prefer to go ahead and launch their own startup or start their own design consultancy or agencies. That's a field you can explore too. And in conclusion, curiosity is the key. Nobody, and believe me, nobody can teach you how to be creative. As humans, we are nomads. It's in our instinct to move place to place and figuring out what's the best thing for us. It's all about the leap of faith. All this time, humanity has propelled through this idea of leap of faith. We don't stand in front of a cave and think that, oh, let's not go in, it's too dark, it's too dangerous. We go in, we explore, we do the unthinkable. So whenever something sets you back from the fear of failure, that no, I shouldn't do that, you know what? Take your ass up and go chase it. As the member of the young generation, I want to make sure that we go in the right direction And I want to make sure we as humans, humanity as one, should excel and become the best versions of themselves. So with that note, I'll end the video. And if you find this video useful, please leave a like and share it to someone who may need it. And as always, even if it makes a difference for one person out there to be motivated and inspired to do the things that they always wanted to do, it's all worth it.
Do something you're very passionate about, and don't try to chase what is kind of the hot passion of the day.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're going to give up.
For somebody aspiring to, take things to the next level or to even surpass their wildest dreams, there's always going to have to be an element of luck. But I think more important is putting yourself in a business that can be ubiquitous, that really doesn't have limits. Because otherwise, there's always going to be a grind to it. But if the business, if it can't be something that you can visualize every business using or every consumer using, it's going to be tough to scale to be big enough or to have the perceived value.
You want an idea about what you can say. I know it sounds like a bad idea, but here's specifically why it's actually a great one. You want to sound crazy, but you want to actually be right.
Because when you're trying to differentiate, when you're trying to do something different, there's going to be that gut moment, that gut sense. Is this right? Is this not right? If you're not having doubt, you're not pushing the boundaries far enough.